Kevin Hughes, editor of the Crewe Chronicle and Wrexham Chronicle, and I'm here at the heart of government at number 11 Downing Street on behalf of not just my papers but all the Chronicle group, all the Trinity Mirror papers across North Wales, the North West and North Wales, just to ask Alistair Darling just what he is doing to help the economy. Let's go inside and see what he has to say. Chancellor, I'm very, very grateful first of all for you agreeing to speak to us today. I want to talk about things that are affecting North Wales and North West, including Liverpool. Firstly, what more can the government do to assist the car industry in protecting jobs in particular and retaining skills, taking into account the job losses at Jaguar, at Halewood? We've got Vauxhall workers at Ellesmere Port taking sabbaticals. The pressure on Bentley workers at Crewe and JCB at Wrexham, of course, have lost a great number of jobs. And more importantly for D-side, we've got an £88 million investment in the Toyota engine plant in Flintshire, which would secure hundreds of jobs. And that's been put on hold for the foreseeable future.
Well, look, I think there's a number of things that we can do. There's a number of things that we need to do in conjunction with other countries. You know, if you take, for example, JCB, just a couple of years ago opened a plant in India. They have a lot of customers in India and China, and because this downturn is affecting every country in the world now, we need to act together. But let me start with the car industry first of all. The first thing I want to say is that all of us should remember that the British car industry really transformed itself in the last 20 years. And by 2006, we were making almost as many cars and vans as we were in the heyday of the British car industry in the 1970s. The first thing I did when I became Secretary of State for Trade and Industry was I had to go to Ellesmere Port, because at that time it was thought that GM were going to shut the plant. And of course we got the second generation of the Astras being built there. And we have, through various means, been helping Jaguar and Land Rover through research, through universities, through the development agencies. What do we do specifically? I think, firstly, it's important to ensure that we can retain our ability to invent and develop not just cars now, but cars in the future, especially when we move to low carbon cars. There's a lot of investment there. And I think that's an area we can help in, and we're looking to see what we can do across the industry as a whole. Yesterday, I was at the meeting of European finance ministers, and we agreed that the European Investment Bank, which provides a lot of money to one way or another to the car industry, we and the French government were both saying the European Investment Bank ought to do more, and we're talking to them about that. And of course, in training, there's help there. The apprenticeships announcement we made recently, 35,000 more apprenticeships. There's all sorts of things that we can do to help directly, and Peter Mandelson and I are working on that at the moment. But the key to this in the long term, basically, if you ask any car maker, what do you want? You want people to buy their cars. And that means whether it's in America, Britain, Europe, the Far East, China, we've all got to do the same thing, and that's put money into our economies to help businesses, to help people, so that you need to do things on several different levels. The one thing I'm pretty clear about is we've spent 20 years building up the car industry one way or another, and I think it's important that we do everything we can, accepting that every one of us is going to be affected by this downturn, but if we can play our part, then we must do that.
Right.